God damn it. Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Hour, a live podcast about all things mystical and nerdy right here on Proficiency Bonus. I'm your host, Kirsty Mystic Water, and each week I'll be having some chill roundtable chats with all sorts of awesome people discussing all the geeky fandoms, hobbies, and cultures. Before we begin, I'm going to do a couple shout-outs per usual. First off, to Streamlabs, our sponsor Streamlabs. They offer amazing tools for streaming alerts and applications. Their widgets are really fun and easy to use, so you should go check them out. Also, to our biggest sponsor, DiceBart.com. Go check them out for cool dice and D&D merchandise. God damn it, Jamie. You're not even on stream right now. Can you stop? DiceBart.com. Enter the coupon code PROBO, P-R-O-B-O, for free expedited shipping to anywhere in the world. Tonight, I'm going to be speaking to some crazy people that I have had the pleasure of streaming and playing D&D with for over the past year. They are Insight Check, so I'm going to take you guys over. If I can do the thing. There they are. Say hi, peoples.
Hello.
Hi, my BB.
Hey there.
So, it's official. Insight Check is now part of the Proficiency Bonus family. Welcome to the family.
Thanks!
Yay! So, we've had all of you guys on the show before, but just per usual, so in case anybody that hasn't watched the show or hasn't listened to the podcast, just gonna go around and get you guys to introduce yourselves once again, let them know who you are, where you're from, what you do. Feel free to plug anything that you wish. And I will start with Jamie since he's so obnoxious right now.
No, hey there. I was just zoning out a little bit. Hi, I'm Jamie, also known as Stumpy, also known as that asshole in this game. And
This is a game?
And I don't know what to plug.
Well, what were you just on?
Oh, I was on Delvin Down.
There you go.
That's a fast D&D. I'm also in Insight Check. That's a not as fast D&D, but a very emotional D&D where everybody basically dies.
Yep. All right, next so we have Alex. Welcome back, Alex. She's just like, I'm so done with you.
Is she staying perfectly still, or is she frozen? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Is she frozen? Alex, are you okay? Oh no.
I actually don't know.
Oh no. Oh no! Just the forever judging face.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
In that case, let's go to Sierra.
Hey guys, I'm Sierra. I'm also Sonata on Insight Check. I'm from Philly in Pennsylvania. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next we have Derek.
Well, I'm Derek. I go by iPirate almost on all social media, so if, find me anywhere. I'm also on Delvin Dash and Insight Check, of course.
Yee. Hang on. I'm gonna just see if Alex is okay.
Jamie broke her again.
Alex, are you okay? Oh, she's typing! We can't see you!
Or hear you.
Or hear you. Because everything is working for me. Oh. Oh no.
This was happening the last time when we all tried to get together.
Oh! Hi guys.
Hey.
It would have been the Insight Check cast.
You know what? This is very typical for Insight Check. You're getting like a full preview of what to expect this Saturday. Yes!
Hello.
Hi.
Hi!
It was super weird because everything was working for me.
Were you talking?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's It's fine.
All right. Well, now you can introduce yourself, Phoebe.
I'm Alex. I am done with life. I am the dungeon master of Insight Check.
There you go.
And that's basically what I do with my.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Accurate. I'm glad to have you guys here. Thanks for waking up, Alex.
It's fine. I mean, I didn't really sleep, so.
Oh. Oh.
Yay, sleep deprivation.
Yay, team no sleep. All right. Well, since we've already done, you guys have all been on the show before, and I've already know how you guys all got into D&D. I'm just gonna go right into the big question of the night, which is how do you guys all feel about integrating with Proficiency Bonus?
Terrible. Everyone here.
Wow.
Everyone here
Wow.
is too nice.
Wow.
And Jamie's kicked from everything.
Michael kills your character next week.
No, I think it's really fun. I think it's a good way for everybody to, for our community to grow for one, and for both channels to strive in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just made sense. So.
Yeah. What about you?
Plus, we got to meet all these new people.
Yeah. What about you, Sierra? Do you have thoughts on it so far?
Now she's frozen.
Oh no, now are you frozen? Story of my life, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys.
I love how it always freezes on like the most done face. Like when it froze on Alex, we were like, oh, she's so done with Jamie's shit. Sierra, are you okay? Oh, she's moving.
You're live. Hello.
How do you, baby? Can you hear me?
Ah!
Ah!
Everything
My
started
question.
messing up.
How are you feeling about this whole integration into Proficiency Bonus? Do you have thoughts on it?
I like it.
Wonderful words.
I like it because I think the community is gonna grow just from this, and I mean we already do like crossovers and stuff, so I
True,
think that's just
yep.
pretty cool.
Yep. What about you, Alex?
I mean, I'm excited, but also slightly scared because I feel like every other dungeon master on the channel is so much better than I am.
No,
Lies.
You're great, Alex. You're
I need
great.
to tell you something, Alex, because Lip sent me a message.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Lip's a wonderful
He
character. I love him.
In the event that I'm not on time and have to watch it afterwards for some reason, Lip says, let Alex know that she rocks my socks.
Aww.
Perfect.
Oh man, the socks.
The socks are rocked!
The socks have been rocked.
And
JJ,
then-
you're not terrible. Shut up.
And then for Derek, I think he said, hey neighbor, my Uber is there taking a bit longer than expected to keep the fire on.
Of course. Actually, there is a fire going in the other room.
God
So,
damn it.
how did he know?
And then Sierra, he
Because
says,
he's outside watching.
and then for Sierra, he says, I'm ready for that loving curb stomp whenever you are. Stay my spirit animal.
She froze again.
Oh, she goes,
I couldn't hear it. It lagged.
Oh, okay. So Lip said, this is what he messaged me last night.
She
He's
froze
like,
again.
for Sierra, can you hear me? Oh,
She's
no.
in and out.
Oh no, can you hear me? Maybe? Kinda. Okay, Lip said,
Yeah.
I'm ready for that loving curve stomp whenever you are. Stay my spirit animal. And then for Jamie, he says, see you Friday, bae.
Oh yeah, you know, man. You know, we're gonna rock the socks off of these wizards.
God damn it.
We're gonna kill them.
Oh no. Oh,
We're gonna win this battle royale.
Oh,
You bet
no.
your ass. I have to represent Insight Check, and personally, that sucks for you guys, cause like. I'm OP on this show, so I may as well be OP in a battle royale too. I'm just.
You keep saying this show as we're currently on Insight.
Like-
Well, like we're representing Insight Check. So, like,
Oh god.
now
What's
I'm
happening?
making Jamie be done with me. This is
Mhm.
unprecedented.
I have a wonderful crew behind me who doesn't believe in me at all. So
I believe in you.
We believe.
I
Derek
really
can be-
believe in that cloak.
Derek
Yes.
hit me with a, you know you're gonna fucking die, right?
Wow. Wow.
I mean, it's true unless you all go first.
Better roll that high initiative, Phoebe.
Yep.
Well,
That's my fast hands.
God damn it. Could you stop this? Well, there's so many inside jokes for this show. So, I was gonna ask you guys, maybe we should give the viewers some backstory since we will be starting Insight Check on Proficiency Bonus for the first time this Saturday. But for any new viewers, I'd like to maybe go over like the backstory of the show for new viewers, maybe recap a bit.
I mean, the only thing they really need to know is the twins are princes. It's the only thing.
Nah,
Fuck you, Derek.
I knew it was coming, and I hated it.
That's why I dressed up as a prince for Halloween. I had to do it to him.
Yeah.
Alex, want to explain to the viewers how exactly they're princes?
So see, their mother is the bastard child of the previous king and has no rights to titles or land or ruling or whatever. So, but apparently they're royalty now. So.
Would just like to point out, Jon Snow is now the king of the North.
Bastard royalty.
I would like to. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't give a fuck.
Oh shit! She
Oh
got
shit! Shots fired!
you. She got you. It's over.
Oh jeez.
Well, what kind of background information do you want?
Maybe just like a brief overview of what we've gotten to like get to this point. Like even I don't know, there wasn't really that much pre-stream that we really needed to discuss other than like Chill Touch, which we've kind of discussed a little bit. But we could do that again. Also, I guess from like Chill Touch onwards until this next episode. Just like a brief recap. Like I guess maybe Alex can like give us a brief overview of what the story's been so far, and then we can interject as we see fit. Can you do that, Alex?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
put it
It's
all
all
on
in,
her.
well, it's all in her head. She's the mad genius of Insight Check. This is all of her doing. All of this emotional trauma stems from her brain.
Alex, no pressure. But if you miss any of the story arcs, I'm gonna be really upset with you.
Okay, you know what, Jamie?
Okay. Well, it started with these asshole twins in
That's true.
Winston.
You're good so far.
And they decided that they didn't want to be like criminals anymore and take other jobs. And then they met these girls who were also looking to take jobs at like, a tavern because that's classic.
Mm-hmm.
And they got their first job from Michaela, who is
Oh, right, it was from her.
this wood elf that is kind of prominent in the story throughout the whole thing, even though they didn't know it at first. Well, she gave them a mission to go rescue her distant relative, Anna, who also later turned out to be a princess, and the twins' cousin. But they didn't know that, so they went rescued her, and then they decided to stay together as a group, and they met Sonata's mother and decided to go with her to Sandholm, where Chloe met her adoptive father, Belle, who she had thought probably was dead, but he wasn't. He just turned from a gnome into a halfling, as you do.
As you do.
He, he's married now and is also expecting a child.
And in Chloe's mind, he was a playboy when she was growing up. So the fact that she
Yeah.
finds him as like a family man now, it was such a shock to me. I was like, what happened?
By the way, we got a question in the chat real quick.
Okay.
Whose idea was it to originally fight the green dragon?
I mean, who else's? The twins.
Yeah. It was. And thank God you went and actually did it, because otherwise, you know, Chloe wouldn't have found her biological mother, and Noah's clone would just stay Noah's clone forever, and Jamie would be like, when do I get to play Yellrow?
That's
When
true.
do I get to play him?
I was bugging her every week.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm working on it. Chill. Chill.
Cool.
Always too soon. But yeah, so you guys had some adventures together, and you found the twins' real parents, because they believed to be orphans this entire time, but then they were like the crime boss and the captain of the guard of Waysden were their parents. And
Yeah, that was
fun.
That was a very random find, though, to be fair, because I was not expecting to find Godfrey as their father. It was literally a natural 20 investigation check.
Yeah, I was like, what if this man who's been like really pivotal in my life as a crime boss is actually my mom? And then everybody laughed at me because they thought I was stupid. And then it turned out right.
Jamie knows me too well. But yeah. So that's
which
like
also
the
ruins
major
Sonata's
backstory.
chances with Godfrey.
That's true.
Yep.
The arc for Sonata has been trying to find a like boyfriend or girlfriend who isn't somehow related to the rest of the party. I mean, she sorta found that finally, but you know, Noah is mad as heck because it's Demetrius who was, you know, kind of like a father figure for a while. And
Listen, she flirts and she likes to have fun. Things just didn't happen
First it was Godfrey.
correctly. Yeah.
You're like, ooh,
Okay, she
no
has
way
a type.
Aeon's dad. Ooh, no
Has
way
a
Aeon's
type.
mom. Ooh.
Ooh, Chloe's mom.
She has a type.
And it's all moms and
Parents.
dads.
Parents, yep.
The type.
Which may say something about her character. We don't. Y'all can speculate on that.
Y'all can speculate.
daddy issues. I'm just saying. 100%.
She does have very
daddy
bad-
issues.
She has plenty of daddy issues.
Because
Not like her dad wasn't there.
I mean, her
But
dad is the worst. I'm just letting you know.
That's
He is
true.
the worst.
But she don't see it that way. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
no,
She loves her
she-
father and she thinks her dad is so
Yeah.
perfect. She's a daddy's girl.
Yeah. I mean, but he is not good.
He's not. He's a handsome asshole.
Yeah. Remember
wary
when
of
you
handsome
described him
men.
as a suave asshole? And we were
Suave
like,
assholes.
But those are like the major background things.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
To be fair, we've been through a lot, so it'd be hard to say everything.
Yeah, it's been no. That's why I said
I
it's like a
don't-
brief overview recap, just to kind of like get
Yeah.
people up to speed for the Saturday show.
But
We
Yeah.
fought a dragon, or we got fought by a wizard. The wizard kidnapped the princess and Noah.
Replaced Noah with a
replaced
clone.
Noah with a clone. And then they fought
Yeah.
a dragon, and Noah's clone got killed, and then they found out it was a clone. And then we went on a big adventure to find out where Noah actually was, where I played as a slothy boy. And
yeah.
everybody
And
hated my
Chloe went
slothy boy.
fucking dark.
I didn't. Sonata loved him.
Yeah.
He was a good friend.
Yeah, he was growing on Aeon also. Once he got rid of the
In
spiders.
the end, he won Chloe over, but that was just because he saved Noah.
Yeah. And there was that time where Aeon like ditched the party and went
Oh,
No, we don't need to talk
yeah.
about that.
somewhere
No, we don't need to talk about
Oh
that.
yeah,
for a while, which no one got along with.
Okay, Lander would go invisible and watch us through the bedroom windows and shit. Like, that's creepy.
He's a spy. That's what he
The
does.
sad thing is that Sonata liked Lander for a little bit, but then as she like discovered more about him, she started getting a little annoyed. She didn't like the fact that he was a creep, but she liked him at first.
At first.
Well, let's go back to that dragon moment, because I do want to ask some questions in terms of that, because that's a character and a plot choice that potentially could have had harder or even more intense consequences to the party. How do you think that we go about doing that allows everyone to feel comfortable in that type of space when something that intense happens? Like, how do you think we handle that, or how did you guys approach that before you even pulled it? Because it blindsided me, obviously.
And me.
And Derek, but how did you guys come up with that decision? And were you worried, or did you have faith and trust in this group?
Well, to be fair, I was like, Alex, I want Noah to die.
Yeah. And I was like, hold on for a bit. We can work out another thing. And then I made a joke about the Noah being with the party, being a clone, and that the wizard took him too. And then, Jamie and Mary, who I was talking to at the time, were like, yeah,
This is a wonderful idea. No,
and I was like, okay.
Because, like, me, naturally, would, at the time, I just felt Noah was super, super, super fucking broken. And, like, it gets to a point where playing a super fucking broken character isn't as fun. Because, like, I was one-shotting everything. I was tanking, like, hordes of monsters as a rogue. Like, the one-shot's supposed to happen, but taking hordes of monsters, it's not a rogue thing.
Well, aren't you a rogue fighter, though, right? You're multi-classed.
Yeah, but at that time, I was, like, rogue. Mm-hmm. More rogue than fighter. And, like, I didn't want anybody to feel like it was their character's fault. It was just like a Jamie sucks at playing D&D. And, well, I didn't have any other idea on where to go other than to kill him, because I knew if he didn't want to do anything anymore, then Chloe wouldn't want to do anything anymore. And, like...
And that is something that I've talked to you about, even after, especially after the whole clone shit, is that I am fully comfortable letting her go for not just plot reasons, but also personal reasons. Because if the person's not comfortable playing the character anymore, I think it's very valid to say, hey, this character isn't for me anymore and I want to let them go. So let's do it in a healthy manner. And I've done that with my character before with Kai, when I realized she just wasn't working for me personally, even though she worked well with the group. And I had to make that decision to let her go. So if that ever became the point with Noah, which it was briefly for you, it made sense.
It wasn't like I didn't want to play him anymore. Like character-wise, I like his character. I just felt like I was ruining the game. Specifically for Alex, I felt like I was just fucking her whole game up.
No. What? I mean, I like to be like, oh, I can't hit. I can't do any damage to you guys. But, I mean, I'm having fun. And I just know I'm not very good at combat encounters.
And
so
that's the point too. It's all about having fun. And if you're not having fun playing a character, and you need a break or you need to change characters, I feel like that's valid.
I feel like the break was the better idea.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, Jamie, listen, don't be so drastic. We can work this out.
Yeah, because I tell you right now, if he would have died full front, Chloe, I would have had to retire Chloe regardless. Because mentally, not just for her, but for me, I wouldn't have been able to play her. It would have been a very toxic game afterwards.
I just loved Chloe's character. Backstory. I wanted to see, more of it. and I felt like I was dragging it down.
How so?
And like I didn't want to run into your bad guys and be like, oh my god, it's your bad guys dead.
Well, now that you know what I can do with like wizards and stuff, you know.
You mean watch
maybe
as they're
it won't be that-
held in a bed with their eyes closed and murdered?
No, I mean when they are awake
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and killing dogs.
Oh,
Yeah,
Right.
but I'm also like two levels behind now, so I'm basically evened out
That is true.
again. Fuck, it's me now.
What?
it's me now?
My internet went out for me.
Oh, rude.
Strange information. But yeah.
But that would you say that was a hard choice for you and Alex to do that to the group, like without giving us any heads up?
Hell no.
Yes. It was hard
Wow.
for me. It was not hard for Jamie.
Wow!
Listen,
I'm
I was
trying to
really
be
excited.
serious here, Jamie. Why do you have to be such a dick about it?
I'm not being. I'm dead serious. I knew all of you could handle it. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I knew everybody could handle it.
Oh, really? Was the amount of like sobbing handling it?
No, I mean, yeah. Because up to that point, we really didn't care. We just did everything without really thinking about the consequences. And then, like, it was like, oh shit, this is possible. It's possible for us all to die.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it was necessary. I don't know. Alex was totally against it the whole fucking
I
time.
actually do agree that I do feel it was necessary in terms of like building, like there was already emotional attachment with this group. Like I feel like it's fair to say that all four of us as characters are very emotionally attached to each other. But I feel like it was necessary to give us like a, what's the word? Like a more,
Shock of reality.
yeah, something like that. Like something that's more detrimental to the group that actually like builds on what we already had. And it's more about telling the story. Like it obviously the first and foremost is fun, but I think second most is telling the story that actually affects not just us but the viewers.
Hmm.
And it was just interesting to me that you guys chose to do it that way.
Oh, that was like weeks of planning.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys hadn't gone to like fight the dragon, I was about to like just yeet myself off a cliff because I can't.
Yeet!
Well,
Yeet!
like the whole plan, if we didn't fight the dragon, was for Noah to like
Yeah. he
turn
would
around
get-
and try to kill Aeon.
Yeah, I mean the order he would get would be to kill Aeon and Chloe and Sonata, and he would have no choice but to obey because the wizard like controlled him even if he didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was the real Noah.
Right.
Up until right before they got to the dragon.
Yeah. So and the wizard, yeah, just, you know.
So Noah was like, the fake Noah was like, oh shit, well I can either kill them or force myself to die.
Yeah, before I have to hurt them,
Yeah,
I am going to get myself killed.
Yeah.
yeah.
And as much as it traumatized me for like 3 days, I do appreciate that it was a very pivotal storytelling moment. Like in hindsight.
Just saying that would have really fucked up Aeon though. If he really
If
did
that-
try, if
yeah.
Noah tried to kill him, oh.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Noah would have tried to kill everybody, and it would
And
have
I
been
don't
when
think
everybody
Chloe
went
would
to
have
sleep.
done anything. I think Chloe would have allowed that to happen because that could have gone very poorly. That could have ended Chloe's life very easily.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Sonata
Nah.
because Sonata did promise, like out of character that you guys, I think you guys know that Sonata promised Chloe that she would do whatever she could to keep Noah safe. So
Oh,
if
yeah,
that
yeah.
would have happened, I'm not sure how Sonata would have even reacted to that.
Sonata most likely probably would have thought like he was being cursed or something, like mind controlled,
Mm.
or like, okay, this isn't Noah kind of idea.
Right.
Like,
I don't think
something's
any of
off
us
with
would
Noah.
have guessed that it wasn't Noah for real. Like none of us would have assumed
Yeah.
he was a clone. We would have just
No,
assumed he
not
was,
the-
had
not
some
the
sort of
clone,
magical
just
effect on him.
Yeah, more like, oh, somebody's mind controlling him or
Right.
something.
Right.
Like, something went wrong in his head, actually. But regardless,
Yeah. Yeah.
but regardless, I don't think she would have allowed him to hurt anyone at that point.
Mm.
It would have been kind of like, I feel like she wouldn't have outright killed him.
You couldn't stop me.
She damn sure would have tried. Probably bonded or something to keep him away from, especially Chloe, who she grown very fond of, and Anne, who she has somewhat of a weird kind of relationship with, but that's like her best friend too, so she wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But she also promised Aeon that she would protect Noah as well.
Yeah.
So
Sonata's been promised both Chloe and Aeon must protect Noah. Oh wait, Noah's trying to kill everybody. How the fuck am I supposed to protect Noah like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she would have just kept him away from everyone.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean,
But I'm pretty sure it would have been like a damaging fight, but I don't think she would have killed him. Most likely tried to knock him unconscious or something.
yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
you would
Jamie.
have killed me.
Hey Jamie, want to be the host for a minute and read that question from JJ?
This is a question from JJ. I'm going to read exactly word for word what JJ said. I have a question for all of you, but mostly Alex. How do you go about creating a homebrew world/game? How does it feel playing in homebrew versus module games? I would love to create a homebrew world, but the process and dedication seems so intense to me.
Okay, so that's
It
a
is very
big
intense.
question. But, I mean, I had the idea, like, many months before I even, like, decided that, yeah, I'm gonna try this DMing thing. Because this is my first time DMing a game.
Mm-hmm.
My only time.
Which is surprising to me, but anyway.
But it helps that I've like written a lot in the past, and I am comfortable with creating worlds. And but the first city, Wadesden, is actually based on a real city that's kind of close to where I live, with the castle and everything. A very like old town. So it's just like take that first town and make it as special and interesting as possible, and then just expand slowly over time. I feel like I'm Matt Mercer because he keeps giving the same advice, but it's because it's true.
Yeah.
But also, I put a lot of focus on the NPCs. I think that if you have interesting NPCs, it doesn't really matter if, like, everything else is, like,
Homebrew.
maybe underdeveloped
Mm.
sometimes, because you can just improvise places pretty easily, I find, but really having interesting NPCs is the most important part for me. And also, when you get people's backstories, to make that as big of a part of the world as possible, because that will give everyone a connection to it. I mean, I've never run a module, so I don't know how it's different. I would feel more pressured running a module, because then I'd have to like take in all of this information. That's not just from my brain. But yeah, basically start small, have interesting NPCs ready to go, and hope that you've got players that do a lot of the work for you.
I've played in both.
Yeah.
I've played in both homebrew and module, and like I feel like the biggest takeaway I've had is like in this homebrew game and most of my other homebrew games, a lot of the best moments that I remember are a lot of the RP moments.
Yeah.
And in my modules, like I've still had a lot of RP in them, but a lot of the best moments in modules are in the fights. Because like you're built up to that end boss fight every single time, and then you get there, and it's like the best part of the book most of the time. Like, I feel like homebrew gets a little bit more personal, whereas like modules, it's more about the push, the climb.
The push.
Even if you are close to your party, like you all still have the same end goal, whereas in a homebrew game, all the end goals are different.
I think that also depends on the DM too, because when it comes to Storm King's Thunder, although technically it is a module and Michael runs it like a module, he also pulls in his own stuff from character backstories, and we have like 5 or 6 different side quests that have nothing to do with Storm King's Thunder. And I feel like the most engaging thing and the most fun things for me for Storm King's Thunder is the RP, even though it is a module. Like, we do have the Storm Giants and the Frost Giants and stuff, but that's the way he runs it and the way we react to it. The Giants are kind of in the background. They're kind of just there that we have to deal with, but like that's not the main front, at least with that group and that party. And I've played both module and homebrew, and I think it all comes down to how the DM handles the module versus homebrew.
Well, a lot of these the games that are on this channel specifically that are running modules are also homebrewing a lot of stuff, whether they realize it or not.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the stuff they're doing on the side is homebrew.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like these games have mixes.
Yeah.
Which are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have DM'd homebrewed, and I played a lot of homebrewed, and I also have been playing modules. Now, I noticed that the difference between the modules and the homebrew is literally the connection you get to the story. Because I remember playing in Adventures League, and I just felt very disconnected from like the world itself. And just the story, it was just like, okay, like it just seemed like one of those games, one of the video games you play that you just have a goal and you're just trying to win.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't particularly, that was kind of threw me off modules for a while, but I have a game on Wednesday that our DM is he ties everything into the module, and we play Curse of Strahd. So it's not like, oh, I'm so disconnected, even though my character is like, he actually urges you to make characters that will fit into the world and actually will have some meaning into it. So it's like, I play a half vampire character. So that already sets into like the mood of Curse of Strahd, and he ties everybody's characters and their intentions and their wants into the overall story of Curse of Strahd. Like, yeah, we know we have to defeat this creature, this dark power and all, but again, we're all dealing with our own baggage throughout the entire campaign, which has set my character from chaotic neutral to chaotic evil throughout the entire span of Curse of Strahd.
And I think that's important too. It's putting your trust in the DM, regardless if it's module or homebrew. I think it's putting the trust in the DM to tell the story that all the characters are invested in, regardless if it's module or homebrew.
I feel like Adventure League is a whole other monster.
Yeah, I've never played that, but I've heard stories, so.
Oh, there are so many.
Yeah, Adventure League I got pretty bored with, and I was just like, okay. I kind of just bounced out of that.
I think it really depends if you have a hardcore Adventure League DM, or if you have a, like, open to imagination DM. I've had both. then one is way better than the other. Because a lot of the DMs in AL just follow the book word for word, and that is not fun. Like, then you're just railroaded the whole time, and it's not as good.
Yeah, I think the point of having a DM is to allow freedom of expression and freedom of imagination. Even though the story has already been written, I think that it can be expanded on when you have these different characters, because even different players, you take different players out of one game and put them in another, they are going to react differently. They're not always going to be a cookie cutter like response, like, oh, yeah, of course I'm going to fight this character. One character might think this character is a traitor, or actually their character might end up falling in love or something. Like, it's different. They're all going to have a different response. And I think some DMs don't allow that.
Speaking of love, I got a message from Lip for Noah and Chloe. How do you play out relationships on D&D campaigns? Do you plan to argue? Do you think about intimate reactions? Is it easier just to hold off in a campaign for a time more appropriate and try to make the feelings work out simultaneously, or more authentic, or either in battles or so on and so forth?
Yes. I can't remember the rest of the questions.
What are you saying yes to?
I don't even remember anymore.
How do you play out relationships in D&D campaigns? Do you plan to argue was the first half of the question.
Oh, we argue all the time.
And we don't need to plan it, because that just happens organically.
Yeah. I feel like it really comes down to your acting. And you have to really, like... It's not awkward, because it's not like I'm flirting directly with Christy. I mean, I am, but we're flirting as characters.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not awkward.
Right.
And
I feel like the arguments are kind of partially Christy and Jamie.
Oh, yeah, we argue. We argue so much.
The healthiest relationship ever.
To be fair, everybody argues with me, though.
That's true. Sonata and Noah argue all the time, and they're not.
What was the next question?
Do you think about intimate reactions, hugging, holding hands, saying "I love you" while in the midst of other moments like battle or exploration?
Yes.
Kinda?
No. Fake Noah proposed.
Yeah, that was great.
During exploration.
That was great. Fake Noah.
I told him, "Are you sure you want to do this? Are you really sure you want to do
this?" And then
this?
I was like, yes, I have to. It's what Noah would do. At the time, he didn't know it wasn't him, so it's only in character. I felt like it would be wrong for me to not continue my character activity.
That was not a very nice play. Out of character. That was not nice to do. That was so ruthless. That was so
I'm a ruthless person. I can't even remember the question anymore.
In terms of, like,
yes,
intimate reactions.
Yes. I don't know, I feel like there's a time and place most of the time.
Yeah.
Like if we're all fucking dying and, like, everybody's dead on the floor, then...
I thought you were just gonna say something else.
I know.
Oh, yeah, if we're all in an orgy.
If everybody's fucking...
If we're all in an orgy, it doesn't matter. But no. If we're all dying and, like, people are, like, laying dead on the floor and shit, then, like, yeah, I feel like naturally, like, an I love you is gonna come out because that's just natural. I feel like that would happen out of relationships too.
Yeah. Easily.
In fights, not so much, because Noah in character is just very focused. So I see him as a silent fighter most of the time.
Because we learned from Demetrius, who is an assassin.
Yeah. Exploration, a lot of the time, if they're intimate things, we do them off stream. where we
Usually,
talk about them
yeah.
off stream.
Yeah.
I
I mean, there have
I don't
been
know.
moments organically, like the chill touch moment was like the beginning of it, and that happened like I think it blindsided both of us because we weren't expecting that to happen. The fact that like both our characters were able to open up to each other, and that happened very organically, and it's the same thing like with other characters too, not even in a romantic setting, when Sonata and Chloe had their moment after the chill touch moment where they were talking about their experiences and stuff, and she just assumed that Chloe and Noah were hooking up way before it even happened. And then also with Sonata and Aeon with their whole dragon thing, like when they finally settled that axe and they had a proper conversation, and I feel like their relationship grew as well organically. Like there are moments where it happens off stream, but there's also moments where organically it just feels right in the RP moment.
Yeah.
Like,
Regardless
I
of relationship.
I think I had a really intimate moment with Aeon as well. And just when fake Noah died, I feel like there was a lot of like intimate side talking, like in character to themselves, that really like, I mean, it made me tear up out of character, but
Yeah.
you know, in character, I was still on the ground.
Yeah, having that moment after fake Noah died and Aeon being like the rock, even though it was his twin, he was the rock that went to Chloe and was like, we need to continue, we can't just give up, because Chloe was ready to just give up. And Aeon was her rock in that moment, and they had their own intimate moment where Chloe actually hugged Aeon and was just done. And before that happened, like Chloe and Aeon have always had like a turbulent relationship. It was always a roller coaster of up and downs with the two of them. So that moment, it like solidified their relationship as well, I feel like.
I love the moments with.
I agree.
You just gotta stay that strong person until you go and cut your eye out.
Yeah, exactly. Then in your private time, you just cut your eye out and it's fine.
I love the moments with Aeon and Noah where, like, you know, big things are going on, but they'll still step aside and be like, hey, are you okay? Like, is everything all right? Because I feel like that's a really in-brother character thing to do.
Yeah.
But
Like,
then they fucking lie to each other, which is
Yeah.
also
Well,
a
that's
really
kinda-
brother thing
Here,
to do.
let's back up a minute. How did we get the name Insight Check? Want to discuss that a little bit?
so basically, every
That's the
single
insight
thing
checks.
that came up, every character spoke, even player characters, we insight checked them. Every single
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Every single time. Like,
Because
hey,
We really
there's
didn't
no-
trust each other.
No.
Yeah, it was a serious lack of trust. Like, are you lying right now? Insight check. And I was
Hey,
like,
there's a little boy running down the street chasing a ball.
Insight Check!
Yeah.
Like, it was that bad.
To be fair,
But-
Aeon.
Aeon, I'm a dragon! Sonata, Insight Check, that one. I believe him, he's a dragon.
I believe him, and even then, it was like, she really was like, oh my god. Like, even then, it was like, she thought that was a big moment for them, because she was like, oh my god, he's trusting me with his secret. So, that kind of like solidified the relationship, but then when she expressed this concern to Chloe, and Chloe is just like, that
No.
don't make fucking sense.
No.
And that kind of broke Sonata's heart, so like that kind of destroyed their little bit of trust there, and she was really mad. And like throughout the campaign, I think that Sonata has grown close to like each and every one of them, and it's all based around trust.
And
like
Insight
she,
Checks.
it really is. It really is based all on that. It's like she trusts Chloe to actually like keep them out of trouble, and actually like she trusts them to actually be the smart one and think like, oh wait, that doesn't seem right. So she's always like the double checker.
Yes.
While she trusts her to figure out these like big clues. So she's like, no, I trust her. If she believes it, if she don't see anything wrong with it, like Sonata's kind of like, okay, well I kind of go with it. she trusts Aeon. Like, she knows that Aeon is like a good person, and like she trusts him basically to keep them at least safe. And I know, like, Sonata knows that he cares for all of them in their own little way.
Mm-hmm.
And she trusts Noah. She trusts Noah specifically for, like, Chloe-wise. Because she, to be honest, because, like, from the very beginning, Sonata was just like, okay, I see something, but I don't know what it is yet. Even though she was constantly like, oh no, y'all fucking.
Way before it was even happening. Way before it was even happening. I wish we had streamed that conversation that Chloe and Sonata had that was so innuendo heavy.
Yeah, I mean,
it was very.
This is how we find out that Sonata is a problem, actually. She saw it. She saw it coming way before.
So what made Sonata trust Yoro? Was it the spiders? Because I had a lot of trouble figuring out how I was going to make Yoro a character that Sonata would be okay with.
To be honest, I think what it was just the fact that after Noah had died, it was kind of like this hole, like in their group. Mm-hmm. And she knew that, like, Aeon was hurting, but he was trying to be solid, while Chloe had just broken down, and it was just like she didn't know what else to do. And, like, when Yellow came around, he actually spoke logic. Where
that's a first for me, too.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing.
Chloe to be like that.
Yeah, and at that time, because Chloe lost that logic and just went pure emotional turmoil, and then Yelro was the voice of reason with the logical sense, because he was the outside looking in, whereas Chloe was the inside looking inside, and couldn't see out at all.
Yeah, and Sonata couldn't, and she already trusts Chloe to do that. So when that was removed and Noah's out of the picture, she's like, okay, I can't really think. She's pretty new to this adventuring stuff, and she's still pretty young.
Yeah.
So it was like, when Yellow came, he became that voice of reason. So it was like, he wasn't seeing it from an emotional point of view. He wasn't seeing it like, okay, well, this is something that happens. It's more like, okay, this is what needs to be done. So I think that's what kind of made Sonata trust Yellow way more. And the fact that he just didn't seem like he never had that intention like that, tried to actually stop someone from doing something or trying to be malicious or like underhanded. It was just simple.
That's because he was true neutral.
JB, be my host and read that question, please.
The question from JJ! You all seem like a pretty tight group. How easy was it for all of you to connect outside of game time? Did you find it was difficult when you began, or was there just an instant connection?
I mean, I've been playing D&D with Jamie and Derek for
forever.
A long time.
Forever.
It's been, 2 years?
I think it's almost been 3 at this point.
Yeah, 2.5 years, almost 3. And, I mean, I wanted at least some players to be familiar to me as the first time DMing and stuff, and, like, be my support, because I have extreme social anxiety. So, but I've always felt comfortable with Jamie and Derek. And then we did interviews for the other players. And I don't know, like when we talked to Christy and Sierra, I was like almost immediately like, I really like these girls. I want them to play in my game. So
I just loved how they went about their interview.
Yeah.
I don't remember my interview at all. Do you guys remember my interview? Because I don't.
I do.
I know your camera wasn't working or something like that at the time. So at first that was a little iffy, but then you said it was gonna, you had it. It just wasn't working right now. So, but yeah, your interview was just great. It was just like Sierra's. It was just an instant. Yeah, we definitely want them in the game. And it wasn't all like upside, because we actually had 2 other people that was supposed to be in this game with us, but they both just like
Bailed.
up and disappeared on us. So
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I didn't like them too much, anyways. So.
well, we didn't really know the one dude.
Yeah.
The one guy. I mean, he just would never show up.
The other guy was a little iffy because he was a big like rules person. He didn't like anything that
And
wasn't
I
by the
just
book.
homebrew like everything, including rules. So, and I mess with magic stuff all the time. Magic works differently in my world. So, yeah. But, I mean, he could have at least let me know.
Said something.
I asked him and sent messages, and they just never got back to me, and now I'm bitter forever.
And for
But,
me, like for Chloe, it took me, I think I've said this before, but it took me at least 3 to 4 weeks of playing Chloe before I felt really connected to her character and this group, because like you guys said, you guys have been playing with each other for a lot longer before me and Sierra got pulled into it. So I did feel a little bit like an outsider. So there was not an instant connection, at least for me. There was not an instant connection. I felt a little bit like on the outside looking in, like there was a wall there. And I don't know if that was my wall or it was a wall that I was perceiving that wasn't there. But it took me a while. And like even if you watch on my YouTube channel, the very first YouTube video I did about my characters, I even said, Chloe can die and I could care less. And then probably like 2 weeks after that happened, the chill touch moment happened, and then I was like, oh shit, there's a connection here. I am now invested. And then she got closer with Sonata too, and it was like around that time that I was like, no, while Chloe was getting emotionally connected, so was I.
I feel like that also has to do with the fact we started RPing outside of game as well. Because we didn't start doing that until farther in. Right. But when we started RPing outside of game, there was a lot of like very interesting things that some of us were talking about towards each other that helped to link our characters.
Yeah, we did like it's like text RP in Discord channels. Like I've worked with some groups that have done that. Like my Tal'Dorei game on Tuesdays, and sometimes my Monday group will do like just chat RP just outside of session, just to keep things like going and current. And I feel like that helps build the characters' relationships with each other for each session. So you go into the session and you already have like some sort of like background of where you stand with each other.
And like we haven't done it in a long time, but like it doesn't even feel like we have to.
I don't feel like we have to anymore. Like it would be nice to do it, but I feel like just because I've been so busy, I haven't had time.
Well, yeah, but like there's also like by the time we start the game, we're in there.
Right.
We know what's going on.
Right.
How does magic work in your world?
There wasn't
Oh, go ahead, Sierra.
Well,
Go ahead, Sierra. I'm talking.
Oh, she froze.
Oh no! Like that's laggy.
Oh no!
Yeah, you're starting to lag.
Discord, it strikes again.
All right, Alex, you'll go first, real quick.
Sierra, are you back?
Oh.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you. What were you gonna say?
Okay. Oh, I was saying it wasn't a very big instant connection because again, it was kind of like I was coming into a group that was already like established.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I connected closer to Alex though. I think it was the puns. To be honest.
Yes.
So, like, I was like, okay, I kind of like the DM. I was like, all right, I could get with this. She has puns. She's goofy. All right, I could be at least somewhat of myself with the puns, and then my sexual innuendos and puns and stuff. That came freely, and when they were like receptive to that, I was like, okay, yeah, I can be myself.
This is my jam.
This is my group.
Yeah.
Hey, we love sex here, okay?
God damn it. 47. Let's go.
47.
47.
Oh man, that's a fun inside joke.
Oh,
We both. All right, Alex. We actually have 2 questions sitting in the chat. but the second one's for everyone. The first one, it's Alex. How does magic work in your world? You said it was different.
I mean, that's a whole, like... Wow, I can't even explain, and also it would spoil some stuff.
Okay, don't spoil us.
Potentially. So I'm not gonna go into it, just know that there
At the end of the
some
campaign,
things
we will be
that I
asking
homebrew.
Alex all the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
And also, like, I mentioned in the last session that the teleportation circle, you don't have to cast it to use it, but that's because it's a special link between Wadeson and Sandholm, where you just have to, like, have a key to do it instead of actually being a caster.
Using the components to cast it, yeah.
Yeah.
Wish I would have known that.
Yeah. I was
well.
like, should I tell him? Well, he didn't ask, so Aeon wouldn't know.
Nope,
So-
he just learned the spell.
Yeah.
What's the
I
other
think
But
question?
yeah.
Magic's just more prevalent, I feel like. We
Yeah.
have a high magic
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The second question. Out of all the games you've been a part of, which character that you have played have you felt most connected to? This
That's
is really
easy
easy
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So there
I have
was
a
a
lot.
game that
I have
Derek
two.
DM'd, and I played Wood Elf Cleric named Morishar. And she
No.
was Tempest Cleric, and she was the freaking coolest and most awkward and sweetest person, and then she died.
Oh.
But I mean, she came back like after game because it was a TPK. But Derek like allowed me that, yeah, your dad would like bring you back, and I was like, okay, cool. So she's alive, but I don't play her anymore. So, but she is also like a historic character in this world now that I've created, because I like to bring in my old characters into the world. Like Nayli was my first D&D character,
Yeah.
and now she's a kind of important NPC.
She is
So
very
that's fine.
important.
And Rona was also one of my
Yeah.
characters
Ronan.
that I played for like one session, but I still loved her. So
I love that.
Derek.
I don't know. I'd probably Aeon, just because I've played him the longest.
No.
There was one character that I like really liked, but only got to play him for one session because he instantly died. So that was great. But Aeon, I kind of designed him a little bit, like more heavily based off me. So his awkwardness in game is actually how I basically am in real life. So I don't. It's probably Aeon's probably the one that I most closely relate to, and he's also a lot of fun to play. So.
Yeah. What about you, Sierra?
Okay, so
Okay.
Spill the tea. Let's go.
Spill it.
Ooh.
How hot is this tea?
so I have one of my first main campaigns. When I started playing D&D, and my first character I got connected to was my Aasimar Druid, who was basically, if you think of Keela, it's the complete opposite. Very cold and very monotone. Like, she didn't express a lot of emotions. But I think I got really connected to that character because my best friend was also playing, and he played a bard. So his bard was like very outgoing, and he was very sarcastic, very charismatic character. And paired with my druid, it was like their dynamic was just hilarious. Like, he would say something and my character would be like, I don't get that. What do you mean? So it's so it was just funny, and that was like one of my first main characters that actually like expressed, like, they got kind of grew within a campaign. So it was like she was learning how society actually works. She was learning how to actually express herself. So it was very interesting. And then, of course, Sonata. I like Sonata simply because I was like, okay, I like fighters. I always did.
Yeah.
And I liked her because at first I was kind of trying to describe her like as this big, tough, kind of like I don't give a fuck type character, but instead she became like this, like, oh, I'm trying to prove something, I'm trying to do this, but then she has like this. She's a very sensitive character. I didn't think she was going to be, but she is very sensitive and she can get hurt very easily, even though she wears all this armor and always ready to fight. But she is very sensitive and she has a very soft heart. And that's not how I was initially trying to play her. So I grew connected to her simply because of the relationship. Yeah. Like she just grew into this very loving and caring character. And the last one is in my Wednesday game, and that's my half vampire character in Curse of Strahd. I got very connected to her because, like, just how the DM played out the story and how he put her into the world of Curse of Strahd and the relationships he had with the party. Like, her best friend was a werewolf who died. So he later became like a ghost and started haunting her.
Damn.
Yeah, it was weird. And then and also the fact that she became best friends with the cleric, who is very like, I'm against the undead, and he's also an Aasimar. So it was kind of like, he was like, well, you're not evil kind of idea, even though she's like a weird mixture of the undead. Yeah. So, but she never done nothing really bad. She was always like this sarcastic kind of, like, if you're my friend, you're my friend. But the journey that she has from like chaotic neutral to like chaotic evil, where now they're all kind of seeing like, okay, she was trying not to be this monster, but now she's ruthless, she's bloodthirsty. And even then, like, they kind of like talking about like trying to get away from her because now they're starting, like, they don't know if they can trust her, and that's hurting her character. So it's like, it's a very big RP and trying to figure out how the party can deal with this character losing control and being someone completely different than when they started out with. So those are like my three main, like, I'm like so in love with them and I don't want nothing to happen to them, but I'm enjoying all their story so far. It's like everything I like, that they grow into something else than I expect them to be. So I think that's why I actually got very connected to.
What about you, Jamie?
Some people call me Yellow.
God damn it.
No. So basically, had you asked me this about like 2 months ago, I probably would have said Noah. Just because I modeled Noah, just like Derek, heavily off myself, but I wanted him to be like more fucking crazy. So
is that even possible?
Mission accomplished.
who knows, really? But I played Yellow. I brought him in just as like a filler character. Me and Alex worked on him for like a month, just getting everything together. And honestly, I wasn't expecting to like him at all because I hate druids so much. I just don't like them. I've never liked them. I tried one just to see, because I knew I didn't like it, but everybody was like, do it, you'll like it, and then I did. But I just feel like the character itself, I tried to make him a polar opposite of me. So instead of being like, oh, that person just like hit me, let's kill it, or fight it back, I guess. I wouldn't kill things in real life. But I was like, that thing just hit me. Well, maybe it had a reason, you know? And he was very thoughtful and insightful and very, 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 very smart, even though nobody actually realized it. He just really grew on me. And there were a lot of iconic moments, I feel, with Yoro. There was a lot of character development, and it really just changed the way I looked at D&D as a whole, playing this character. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just gotta step in shit, you know?
Sometimes you just gotta step in that shit.
You're right. That is like a life motto.
Well,
How about you, Christy?
mine's pretty obvious. It's Bubbles. She's the one I
course
most
it is.
connected with because she's very sweet and she just likes to hug everybody and she likes to fuck everything up if you piss her off or if you hurt her friends. She's very friend oriented, and I initially made her with no backstory to speak of because I was so done with playing like the traumatic backstories. Like, as much as I am connected with Callista, like Callista was probably the first I really connected with just because she was like my first real streamed character, and I love druids and I love natural, like, nature animals. But I played Callista initially. Oh, I'm getting an echo, guys. Are you guys getting an echo? I don't know.
No.
Anyway.
Slight echo, I think.
But I played Callista initially to play with the fact that, like, with the bullying, because that was something that came directly from part of my past, and I played with that part of her past as well, with not feeling like she belongs, feeling like an outsider, and so I connected with her on that level. So when I created Bubbles, I wanted to do something completely opposite, completely different from that, where she felt accepted by herself. She didn't need the acceptance of others. She accepted herself for how she was, and she felt like she's fine who she is, and she doesn't need help. She doesn't need others to tell her what to do. She doesn't need others to help her. But as I played Bubbles more, she realizes that friendships, as she sees them, are actually a lot more important to her than initially she thought. So as she continues to grow and continues to make more best friends, basically, if you're her friend, you're her best friend. She has like a million best friends. She has no one true best friend aside from maybe Jeeves. But if you're her friend and she hugs you, you're now her new best friend. And I love playing that because it's such a simple-minded way of approaching D&D and approaching a character to play, that you don't have to be sad. You don't have to feel like your backstory is hindering your progress. You just jump in, feet first, and just go hardcore and beat things up and have fun. And so she's easily the most connected character, I feel, at least to her. And I am feeling a lot more connected to Blossom, Blaze, and Aki, just because it's more on the mental health side of things and how to play 3 different characters in one. So I feel like I am growing a lot more connected to those 3. But I don't think anything will ever beat Bubbles for me. She's just pure joy, pure innocence. So hardcore, just will fuck anything up if you fuck with her friends or her. And I like playing with that idea that if you fuck with something I care about, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I just love her. She's my favorite. Yeah.
I like the real world connections that a lot of characters are also made. Like I made Noah. In his backstory, his girlfriend died or was murdered. That was really me letting go of one of my ex-girlfriends. Believe it or not.
I can see that.
It was just like, it got to a point where I was still holding on to it, and I knew I was holding on to it, and I just wanted to let it go, and it really helped me get over it. But like stuff like that's really neat.
If you've got an ex-girlfriend,
Just kill her.
Just kill her in DG. That's the point. Like, how do you guys feel about playing real-world issues into campaigns, like love and loss, poverty, violence, politics, mental health, family dysfunction? Like, we have all of that pretty much in here, and in most of my games, there are touches of that. How do you feel like that affects the game, or do you feel like it improves the game?
I think it improves it.
Without all of that, it's basically just a void. just fighting
It's
monsters.
just like a fantasy
Honestly.
Yeah.
hack and slash.
I mean, because even if you try to keep it as separate from the real world as possible, stuff is gonna seep in from like real political issues and stuff. I'm not saying that Uraldrig and the human and like racist bullshit is built on something in particular, but
it does have real world reflections for sure.
Yeah. So much of it is just like my frustration with not being able to really do anything to make a difference or stuff in the real world. So I just like, here, have these awful guys kill them for me. Okay, thanks. So,
I feel like it also not only improves the game, but it improves like my real world knowledge of like what I think and stuff. It helps me to expand on like my own views, I guess.
I think it also helps to build up confidence within yourself in real life on how to approach certain conflicts and certain feelings, like love and loss, like losing a person in real life, like death in general, or like you said, losing a girlfriend, like letting that go. And it helps you face it in real life while you face it in a game in a safe setting.
Yeah. I
healthier.
totally agree with that.
It's a healthier way to deal with
it's a
things,
healthy
too.
and safe environment, so there's no real world consequences to dealing with it in game. But it helps build up that confidence, build up that, I guess, resolve or like tough skin to it in real life.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I also think it just makes it relatable.
Mm-hmm.
I really do, because I'm in any form of art, there's going to be something of life within it. It's going to be. Because even when you think about stories, stories always have some form of history to it. And it's like stuff that has been influenced into whoever the writer is, or, you know, the readers. It makes it relatable and something that you can deal with, you know? It's like, because even if you try to keep it out, and especially in like fantasy worlds and D&D and stuff, you try to keep it out, it's still there. Because let's take some races in D&D who are just basically considered evil because
of how they look.
Yeah, because of how they look.
Tieflings,
like, it's not
drow.
really make it.
Yeah.
Tieflings, drow, orcs, and all that, and it's really kind of because of their culture, even though it's just the fact that, again, other people may not understand that culture doesn't particularly make it evil, but even then, it's like not everybody of that culture is a part of that. It's not like a product of their environment.
Yeah.
Even though it influences them, but there's not always... Not every drow is going to be evil.
Right.
That's why I like playing
reflection.
monstrosity.
Yeah.
It's very much a reflection of real life. Like
not every orc is going to be evil. Not every tiefling is going like. Yeah. So it's like that, because again, it still influences no matter what. You can't escape it, even though people say you try, or why is this stuff in my games, or it shouldn't belong there. Every form of art has been influenced by real life problems. That's just how it is. Music, art, sculpting, and it always reflects of what's going on in the world sometimes, even though you try not to. But there's going to be there. It's going to be at least a little bit of it in there.
For sure.
What you think, Derek, my quiet boy?
I mean, as long as everybody's okay with the topic, and of course it makes the world feel more alive, you know, as long as everybody's okay with it, then I think it's fine. But I mean, if you have a whole campaign around just one like subject, it kind of feels like it takes away from the game a little bit. So
and it can be
diversity
draining. Yeah, exactly. Diversity it can be draining just to focus on like one thing. God damn it.
Thank you.
Delivery.
I like how he backed out without just turning around. He just said.
I totally saw him in my camera. I was like, Who's that walking into somebody's... Oh, that's my camera.
Oh, God. I love you guys. Oh, jeez.
Love you too.
I'm so glad that you guys are on the Proficiency Bonus family now. You guys have always been my family, but now my families are joining, and I'm so happy.
And now I'm gonna kill everybody tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we have run quite late because it's now 7 o'clock. Critical Role is starting. Oops, sorry, fam. So we're just gonna like go around. Just any last thoughts, any last shout outs. Feel free.
Follow me on Instagram.
Woo!
At the Humble Potato.
Humble
If you wanna see me be spoopy or any other types of stuff. Also, if you read a lot of fan fiction, DL Night, I write
Want to repeat
a lot
that?
of fan fiction.
Want to repeat that? You just cut out.
Okay, on fanfiction.net, because that's still a thing.
Yes.
You can find me as a writer on there as
Did you write
CL
about
Knight.
CL
Did
Knight.
you write about Sonata
Yep.
and Demetrius yet?
No, but I have thought about it. I have wrote pairings and short stories for everybody because I do crack ships and everything.
Yes.
So it's whatever. Everybody there. Sonata gets everyone.
What about Aeon and his like mage tower girlfriend?
You know what? That's definitely gonna be there.
Oh, what you talking about?
Or Aeon and his roommate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No love relationship.
No.
I ship it,
No.
Steve. Aeon and Steve.
Steve is dumb. Go away, Steve.
As you say that, but you really want him next to you.
Oh.
No, I do not. No.
Victoria thinks she's gonna beat me tomorrow. You're funny as fuck. Oh man, you just hope I don't see you first.
Oh shit. Any last shout outs or final thoughts, Alex, Derek?
Check out Delve and Dash. It's awesome.
What
It
is
happens
that?
before this show.
It happens.
And also Saturdays now on Proficiency Bonus Insight Check.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be happening.
That's happening.
I totally won't mess up the cameras.
Not at all. I just want to say that I'm really grateful that y'all want to play in my silly little game.
Go.
And I look forward to it every week. And I love you guys so much. You're my best friends.
Yeah.
I love you too, Alex.
I love you, Alex.
What about you, Jamie? Any last thoughts or shout outs or anything you want to add?
Well, I'm hungry. I'm tired.
No kidding.
I'm in Delve and Dash as a little kobold who's scared of everything. I'm in Insight Check as a really crazy, idiotic rogue who's gonna beat the fuck out of everybody tomorrow. So, no offense. No offense.
Sure.
No offense, but my hands are too fast, my cloak is too strong, and my arrows will fly directly into
And
all of your chests.
You have nice pockets.
And his
And
hands are
you
made
have
of
nice
Victoria, go get your belt, okay? I'm into it.
Oh, jeez. Well, final shoutouts, I guess, for me. Well, tomorrow is going to be I'm going to be running my very second one-shot DMing for the very second time ever. I'm going to be running a Battle Royale PvP, and Bubbles will be the referee for the PvP battle. And we're going to be pulling in 4 different campaigns that I'm in. All 4 different characters are going to be playing and fighting against each other tomorrow for Storm King's Thunder. Instead, Storm King's Thunder will be back next week for our regularly scheduled programming. But like I said, tomorrow we're just doing a quick one-shot. Well, probably won't be that quick. We'll see.
Don't be fast.
Oh,
Pop
okay.
them all.
Fast hands, fast one shot. We'll see what happens. So definitely go check us out tomorrow, right here on Proficiency Bonus, Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for a cool one shot run by me. I apologize in advance because I'm not very good at DMing, but I'm just gonna rely on them to just kill themselves. It's gonna be great.
Oh no, I'm gonna kill everyone in round 1.
And then, yes, the first official episode of Insight Check on Proficiency Bonus is happening this Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So remember to come check all of our pretty faces out on Saturday. And then all the other regular programs for Proficiency Bonus, definitely go check them out. You will see them on the schedule. Also, once again, big thanks to our sponsor, DiceBar, dicebar.com. Go check them out for dice and D&D merchandise. And enter the coupon code PROBO, P-R-O-B-O, for free expedited shipping to anywhere in the world, including Australia. So go check out them. Thank you, DiceBar. And big thank you to all of my beautiful faces on the screen right now, all of my BBs. Thank you to my guests, Derek, Alex, Sierra, Jamie. I love you all so much, even if Jamie drives me crazy. I still love you. Thanks.
I'll drive you crazy, huh?
And thanks for Twitch chat for all the awesome questions and just keeping us company and watching our little show. I love you all so much. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next week, probably with some really craziness with probably Jamie, Lip, and JJ, and I'm gonna die. It's gonna be fine.
Oh man.
Yep. So remember to check out next Thursday for Delve and Dash and Mystic Hour, and we will see you next week. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.